Oh gosh, the sun. What's up, Roxstars? How y'all doing this morning? Decided to come and make a video before I go into the office. We got Donald Trump out here grabbing whole pussies and whatnots. And fuck, it was the presidential debate last night. And it was a very eventful weekend as far as politics was concerned. So, I already said that we would discuss these things on my channel anytime there was a presidential debate. Just so happened that all this happened at the same time. So you know what it is, what time it is. Let's talk about it. All right, you guys. So on Friday, there was a news explosion that your boy Donald Trump was on a 2005 Access Hollywood segment where he was going to be on, I believe, Days of Our Lives. And Access Hollywood was covering it. And what looks like happened is they mic'd him up on the bus, and then they made the mic active, and he was not, he didn't realize it. So he was sitting there talking with his boys, one of them being Billy Bush, who is a cousin of George W. Bush. They're on the bus, and, they shooting the shits about women. And Donald Trump, explaining that his star power has gotten him all type of privileges, that he falls all over himself for beautiful women. He can't stop kissing them. He just kisses them when he sees them. He's just a sucker for beautiful women, And because he's a star, he can do anything. Grab him in the pussy. Just kind of whatever. And they don't say anything. So he goes on to talk about what we now realize is Nancy O'Dell. Talks about how he tried to push up on her, but she wasn't having it. She was married. And then he had some sort of disgust over the fact that she got fake titties now. But he tried to push up on her, take her shopping, because that's what you hoes like. She still wasn't going there. So he was mic'd up on the bus, and fast forward 11 years later, it has come back to bite him in the ass now. I myself on Friday thought the whole thing was funny because I couldn't understand why people were so shocked. All the shit that Donald Trump has said, I've said it on here plenty of times. The man has talked about handicapped people, black people, Hispanic people, war heroes, gay people. But when you talk about a white woman, obviously, everybody gets up in a fucking roar. To me, I think that talk was something I would fully 100% expect from a Donald Trump. I think I was more surprised that he allowed himself to get caught, but he didn't know that he was talking and that he was being mic'd. But even if he was on the mic, I don't even think he cared at that time. I think that the fact that now that he's running for president, he's in a different space in his life, now is coming back to me. I don't even think that he thought it was bad back then. I almost feel like he probably would have said that in public. He's said a lot. He said a lot of shit over the years. So I just kept getting a kick out of him saying, grab him in the pussies. I was just like, who does that? For whatever reason, and I'm just going to take it. Okay, because I didn't want Donald Trump to make it to the Oval Office anyway. Whatever reason, the Republicans, they just can't take the fact that he said that, this time. So, over the weekend, it was probably a public relations nightmare. You had all of these Republicans that was jumping ship and saying that they couldn't support him and they wouldn't endorse him. They're not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Let's make that clear. But they weren't going to endorse Donald Trump because what he said was indefensible. I watched the news all Sunday morning, and had the pundits on there, of course, Giuliani, who is just like, what is wrong with him? Why do they allow him to talk? He is so crazy. But you had some people that was trying to explain it away and saying that it was locker room talk. This is just what men do when they get together, but nobody's really serious about it, which I've heard men say way worse. But like I said, he's running for president and he got caught. It's just like certain things in life, you just got to chalk it up. Look, if you get caught out there doing some bullshit that you shouldn't have been doing, then that's just how it goes, right? So the whole thing was just like funny to me because I was just like, this is just one more notch on the belt of the ignorance of Donald Trump, but nobody seems to get it. But whatever, like I said, now all of a sudden everybody is upset. They are over Donald Trump. They want him to even withdraw from the race. He said he will never do that, which is classic Donald Trump. I don't see him as the type. I see him fighting to the very end. We are now up to the second presidential debate that happened last night. Okay, maybe about 30 minutes before the debate was about to go on, maybe an hour, Donald Trump held an impromptu press conference. And in the press conference, he had himself sitting up there with the victims who had who had claimed that Bill Clinton had raped them. So there were 3 women. I don't have their names, okay? But there were 3 women plus a woman who had accused someone of rape, and Hillary Clinton had defended the accused rapist. Yeah, is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah, Hillary Clinton had defended the accused rapist, okay, and evidently the girl was 12 years old at the time and she was raped, and anyway, Hillary got the rapist off on a plea deal. That was right before the debate, and I guess that was going to let us know that Donald Trump was going to fight fire with fire, and if anybody wanted to talk about him, you know, and the bad deeds of what he did in 2005 or what he said, then he was going to fight back and pull up all of Bill Clinton's skeletons out of his own closet and put them out for display for everybody to see. The problem with that is, and we all have been saying it, is that Bill Clinton is not on the line here. He's not running for president. Okay, already ran 2 times, won 2 times, and can't do it no more. Okay, so you're gonna try to hold Hillary Clinton accountable for what her husband did when everybody knows what Bill Clinton did. I mean, nobody is saying that he was a saint, and you know what? We went through all of that with him back when he was a president, and now it's time to move on from that. It would be different if Hillary Clinton was the one who had been caught, slobbing a knob, giving a blowjob to some man, and then, so back then, and then now fast forward 20 years later, and now, she's running for president. Yeah, then you can definitely talk about it. But, I mean, Donald Trump talking about Bill Clinton, to me, even though it brings up the Clintons in a bad light, ultimately it has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton. But that was the tone that was set. So when the debate was about to get started, I was all nervous. I was just like, oh my God, like what is going to happen? We had the moderators was Anderson Cooper and Martha Raddatz, who plays no fucking games, okay? Let me tell you that. Martha ain't got time for the bullshit, and you can already look at her and tell. She's the one that covers for George Stephanopoulos for his show on Sunday mornings on ABC. They came out, they introduced themselves, and then they talked about, the rules, how they don't want people to be cheering out and all of that, stay quiet, and that there was going to be a 2-minute limit on what the candidates were able to say. So then we sit down and we wait. Okay, so we're waiting for them to come out. The families come out first. Okay, Bill Clinton, who has this look on his face that it just looks like he's either like wants to throw up or he wants to fuck somebody up. Okay, one of the two, maybe both. But he does shake Melania's hand. He shakes Donald Trump's children's hands, and they go to their respective sides. When Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump came out, they did not shake hands, and I was just like, I know you guys not about to shake hands with all that shit that just happened an hour before. And then we got rolling right along with the debate. Now, I'm not going to go through everything, but when the debate first got started, and the first question was, are you modeling appropriate and positive images for today's youth in America? So we already talking about, positivity and images and all of that. And, we fresh off of this whole Donald Trump thing. So I already knew that this is where it was heading now. They both get to talking about celebrating diversity and tackling goals and nothing America can't do. They give us the pat answer for that, the politically correct answer. And then Anderson Cooper, I guess he was just like, let me just take this shit where it need to go real fast right now. So he pins Donald Trump to the wall. He asks him about, what he said, grabbing women in the pussy. Do you think that that's appropriate behavior? That's sexual assault. Right away, we get to it. I was like, I guess so. Donald Trump goes on to say, that it was locker room talk. Nobody respects women more than he does. That's his favorite line. He started to go off on a tangent and just kind of talking about everything. I was like, oh my goodness, Donald Trump is free falling, which is never a good thing. They asked him, Hillary, did she feel like he was fit to be a president? She was like, listen, out of all of the presidential races and everything that's gone on over the years, I've never felt that a person wasn't fit to be a president. I may have felt like this person should not be one, but never felt like they weren't fit. Donald Trump is not fit. He has talked about all types of people. He said all type of slanderous things. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, basically. He has been terrible this whole campaign. I agree with her 100%. I never can understand why people let Donald Trump get away with the shit that he says. He keeps on saying, it's just words. He didn't never act on what he said. It was just, a bunch of guys, getting together with a little ha ha ha. And Martha even jumped in on it, and she asked him, has the campaign changed him? Were you the same person that when you were 59 years old, you was getting off the bus talking about grabbing pussies and whatnots? So again, they're not letting him slide on this, and he just said it was just words, okay? He never acted on it, but Hillary Clinton acted on all of the shit, then he starts talking about Bill Clinton and the rapes that he was accused of. He feels like Hillary Clinton owes these women an apology because, she shamed them and made them feel bad, and because of the fact that as her job as a lawyer, she got the defendant off on a rape case. Then, of course, he did bring in the emails again, and that is going to be Hillary Clinton's sore spot. The fact that she deleted these 33,000 emails, he is going to keep on bringing that up, keep on bringing it up, because it sounds suspicious, and it looks like she was getting rid of some, some shit. And the big talk of the night was the fact that he had threatened her for a second time, saying that if he became president, that he was going to assign a special attorney to prosecute her because of that, and he would put her ass in jail, basically. They were all talking about it afterwards and just couldn't believe that he had said something like that. But the whole thing is that I keep telling you guys that Donald Trump is not a politician. Like, he doesn't know. He just does what he does as a business person. He gonna sue somebody and put them in jail, So I am just never understand why people are so surprised at the shit that Donald Trump says. They talked about Obamacare. Hillary said there are some areas that are bad, so we're gonna get rid of the bad and keep the good. Donald Trump said he's gonna get rid of it altogether. Islamophobia, which was very interesting, that a Muslim girl asked him a question, how to deal with Islamophobia, and he still says the same shit. You know what? You Muslims, you guys have a responsibility to report anything that's bad that's going on. Only Muslims. Even though there are other religions in the United States, okay? Only Muslims have a responsibility to report if anybody is doing some, some suspect terrorist type of activity, or, generating sales within, So I was just like, he's just stupid. You're talking to a Muslim girl. Hillary Clinton gets up there and says, we're not going against Islam. We're going against jihadist terrorists, and that's what it is. We can't start denying people entrance into the United States because they're religion. The damn United States is built on freedom of religion. So now we're going to be trying to say Muslims have, Donald Trump wanted them to take a test. He says that it's a, an extreme vetting service where they have to, basically take a test and try to get into the U.S., you guys. They asked if it's okay for politicians to be two-faced. I thought that was just like rhetoric, because I was like, aren't all politicians two-faced? I mean, they say one thing in public, another thing in private, a lot of times. I mean, pretty much, but that is what they do, because the public a lot of times can't understand the full intricacies of what has to happen for a situation to go down. So I mean, I'm jaded when it comes to politicians and things that they're able to say and do anyway. They got to talking about tax codes, how they're going to change tax codes. Donald Trump wants to make cuts that he says everybody will benefit from. Hillary Clinton says that she wants to tax those who make $1 million and more, raise their taxes. Anybody that is $250,000 or less won't be affected. They're looking out for the middle class and all of this. We finally got an admittance from Donald Trump that he did not pay federal taxes and has not paid them for, he didn't say how long, but it is understood that he has not paid taxes, which I have a fucking problem with, because the IRS is some bullshit. Them motherfuckers be all in the broke people's pockets all the goddamn time, but they're giving all these breaks to these rich people who already have the money. I mean, it is the system, as far as the taxing that's going on and IRS, Internal Revenue, is so fucking broken. I could talk on and on about the IRS, but child, I don't want them to come after me again. They got to talking about Syria, and you guys know that, foreign issues, like my eyes glaze over, and I just can't keep up with it. I don't be knowing the ins and outs of Syria and the no-fly zones and all of that. But they talked about all of that, y'all. Whatever they said, y'all throw that, sprinkle that down in the comments if you want to reiterate or expand on that. Now, they asked if they believe they could be devoted presidents for all the people. Trump says that he's for everyone. As long as you ain't one of the African Americans. It's so funny that he says the African Americans. Okay, we just black. We just African Americans. We not the African Americans. He says that he's going to turn inner cities around and that, you know, he's going to bring back jobs. Hillary Clinton, again, says that she's for America. You know, she's for all America, everybody. She's not going to alienate anybody like Trump does. They start talking about Hillary Clinton and the fact that she said that half of Trump's supporters are deplorable, and she said that she shouldn't have said that. That's not exactly what she meant. She doesn't have a problem with his followers, which she does. She can't say that. That's what that whole politician, you know, say one thing, mean another. She said that she has a bigger problem with just Trump because he is the head of the snake. So if you cut the fucking head of the snake off, then the rest of the damn snake dies, right? That's kind of how she feels. She feels like he is the one that gets all of them riled up and says all this shit that's negative, and this kind of pushes it forward. They asked, do they have the discipline to be good leaders? And they both say no, basically. That was expected. What's expected in selecting a Supreme Court justice? Okay, so Hillary Clinton goes on about people who have real life experiences and, you know, have tried some cases and, you know, knows what's going on out there in the world, you know, because it's important that they don't put somebody in there that's so far detached from everything that they get in there and just make some bad decisions. I think they're going to have 3 Supreme Justice positions open in this next presidential season. Donald Trump says he gonna put somebody in there in the lines of Scalia, you know, the one that passed. I was just like, what the fuck does that mean? I guess he's gonna look for a clone of said justice that's gone on to glory. They talked about energy policy. Again, I glazed over because I don't care. I mean, I probably should. You know, they talked about global warming and natural gas and, you know, making sure that we have our shit here in the United States so that we don't have to depend on the Middle East to supply us, and, you know, then that's kind of like they have us in their pocket because we've got to give them money to get, you know, what we need, and, you know, so all of that, and we ain't got to worry about it, so we trying to generate the shit here. I think that's what they were saying. It was getting late. I was just like, okay, when is this gonna end? It was right around 10:30 when they were talking about that. And then the last question was, what do you respect in one another? I thought that was so funny. I started cracking up, and Hillary Clinton was like, well, I respect his kids. You know, the fact that they are the way that they are, it means that Donald Trump did something good. I don't know what the fuck it is, but them kids came out right. And then Donald Trump, you know, he says that what he admires about Hillary Clinton is she's a fighter and she doesn't give up. She's very, very strong, which I think a lot of people already know about Hillary Clinton. Love her or hate her, that lady is just like, did you see her face? I mean, pretty much when he was saying all that horrible shit at the beginning, I mean, face was just like a damn, like ice water through the veins. I mean, definitely some of the shit that he said would have gotten under an average person's skin, okay? But Hillary Clinton is not average, and that's why I believe she is the best person for the job when you talking about these two here. So that's it, you guys. Once the debate was over and they were talking and they did their polls, they said that Hillary Clinton won, as far as the CNN polls was concerned, 59% to Donald Trump's 34%. Do I feel like it was a knockout the park? No, I don't. I felt like Donald Trump was able to keep it together much better than he was than the last debate. The very beginning was rocky because you could tell that he was like in defense mode because they were talking about the, you know, the tape and what he had said. But even though he deflected and made everything be about what, you know, Hillary Clinton didn't do or what Bill Clinton didn't do, whenever they asked him a question about what he was going to do, he still can't tell us what he himself is going to do. It's always about, well, you know, Hillary and her friends. I was like, who the fuck are these friends? Just like Jocelyn and, you know, Mama Joyce, you know, these streets is talking. I still don't know what Donald Trump's plan of action is. I just don't know what it is. As far as debating issues, no, I don't think that that's what he did. Okay, but I do feel like he was able to maybe throw some jabs to make Hillary Clinton not look in the best light. I still feel like Hillary Clinton won because Hillary Clinton is able to really talk about her policy and what all she plans to do, whether or not you believe it. She puts it out there. So that's it. I'm really enjoying this political season only because it's such bullshit. It's just so much dramatics and stupidity, you know, that I get a kick out of it. But this whole grabbing pussy thing, we'll see what happens by the time we get to this next debate, you know, if all the Republicans are still having like a big problem with Donald Trump or not. But yeah, I don't think Donald Trump's gonna win. I think that, you know, we just niching, We just knocking away a little bit at a time. And by the time it comes to actual election day, you know, Hillary Clinton will ring the winner. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Got to get to work, get my Monday started. Okay, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. Channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.